The politics of the world today feels no less than a chessboard. Every day brings a new move, a new upheaval. Somewhere there is rumbling of war, somewhere a tariff battle, and somewhere the aggressive demeanor of the leaders of superpower. The global order seems to be standing amidst a deep storm. In this turbulent atmosphere, a new term has emerged: axis of upheaval. This term first resonated in April 2024 in Foreign Affairs magazine when analysts Andrea Kendall Taylor and Richard Fontaine warned the world that four countries, Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, were forming an informal but dangerous alliance. It came to be called CRINC: China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, and its aim was clear: to challenge the dominance of US and Western nations. This alliance is also visibly deepening on the ground. Russia is stuck in the Ukraine war, and meanwhile China supports its economy. Iran sends drones and North Korea supplies weapons and soldiers. This alliance has not remained limited to diplomacy, but is gradually becoming a sharp tool that undermines America's power. Even in the US Parliament, there have been warnings that this axis is weakening America's military and diplomatic strength. Its reflection was also seen recently at the SCO conference in Tianjin, China. On stage, there was Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Russian President Putin, and China's Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping, from the platform, said, "The rules of some countries cannot be imposed on others." This statement was a direct challenge to US. The closeness between Russia and China has now deepened more than ever. Europe imposed a ban on Russia's energy purchases, and Putin signed a massive gas pipeline agreement with China. Both leaders announced that their relations have now reached unprecedented heights. Iran has also become an important part of this axis. Amid attacks from the US and Israel, Iran strengthened its relationship with Russia. China, which buys almost 90% of Iranian oil, has become an economic lifeline for Tehran. However, China is playing cautiously here. It supports Iran on one hand, while on the other, it wants to play the role of a peacekeeper in the Middle East so as not to spoil its investments and relations with Israel and Gulf countries. The closeness between North Korea and Russia is no longer hidden. In the Ukraine war, Kim Jong-un not only gave weapons to Russia but also sent soldiers. These steps, though relieving for Moscow, hid Kim's larger diplomatic move. In fact, he wanted to reduce his decades-old dependency on China. However, Beijing considered this as a direct attack on its regional dominance. North Korea's tilt towards Russia was not liked by China, and tensions between the two countries increased. Now, the question arises, where does India stand in this entire scenario? Prime Minister Modi's visit to China happened after 7 years. During the SCO conference, he met both Xi Jinping and Putin. But this meeting took place at a time when India's relations with America had soured. The Donald Trump administration dealt India with a double blow: a 25% penalty on Russian oil purchases and an additional 25% tariff. That is a total burden of 50%. Moreover, Trump consistently accused India of high tariffs and non-tariff barriers. As a result, the India-US trade talks came to a halt. This situation has forced India to adopt a balancing diplomacy. Modi recently visited Japan and strengthened relations. Relations with China are gradually normalizing, and both countries have stated, "We are not rivals, we are partners." India has continued energy and defense cooperation with Russia. In other words, India is trying to maintain its strategic autonomy. But it is also true that India cannot be a full part of CRINC. India's foreign policy has always been based on strategic autonomy. It wants a deep partnership with US because in terms of technology, investment and defense, the US is a crucial ally. At the same time, India does not want to distance itself from Russia, as affordable energy and military equipment come from there. Many voices are being raised in Washington that Trump's policies are damaging India-US relations. Even Democratic leaders have said that by imposing such tariffs, the US is weakening its own strategic partnership. In such a scenario, India will have to decide whether it will lean towards US or continue its balancing policy. In totality, today the world seems to be divided into two poles once again. One side is US and its allies, and on the other side is China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, axis of upheaval. But standing between these two poles is India. India, which is neither completely a pawn of America nor confined to the shadow of China, Russia. Rather, India is trying to create a path where its strategic autonomy remains intact, where its interests are paramount, and where it can show the world a third option. Thus, every step of the country is like a well thought out move on the chessboard. A wrong move could weaken India, while a correct move could make it the kingmaker in global chess. This is why India's foreign policy today is not just about balancing, but it is about deciding the direction in which the world will go in the coming decade. Will India stand with America and Western nations? Will it move closer to the new axis of China, Russia, Iran, North Korea? Or will India become the power that lays the foundation of a new global order between the two poles? This is the biggest question of the 21st century global politics, whose answers will not only determine India's future but also the direction of global politics. Viewers, discussion ends here, and note today's question. The rise of informal alliances like the axis of upheaval has given a new direction to global politics. In such a scenario, how is India's strategic autonomy policy attempting to balance between the challenges and opportunities? Analyze.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.